guys, I'm Jen Houston, and welcome to Shut Your Cake Hole, where we talk about cakes, cakes, and cakes. I am super excited about today's episode because I have been asked to make the surprise birthday cake for Dick Ziggin, the founder of Coney Island USA, a nonprofit arts organization which is responsible for the Mermaid Parade, the Coney Island Circus sideshow, also known as the Freak Show, burlesque shows, just so many extraordinary events that happen all year round. So I am going to make a cake today that hopefully reflects all of the super cool aspects of Coney Island USA. Fun, frivolity, freakishness, and mythological sea creatures. So I have made a black velvet cake, and I am going to fill that with caramel cream cheese frosting. I have chopped up some little Twix bars. I'm not a giant fan of throwing things that I haven't actually made into cakes. However, Coney Island is a magical and whimsical place where you might eat things that you wouldn't normally eat. So I am going to make an exception. It's always nice to have just a little bit of a surprise texture inside. Surprises are funny, right? Like when your landlord takes it upon himself to walk into your home on a Sunday morning when you're having sex. That's not a good surprise. I'm not saying that ever happened to me, I'm just saying. So I am building a giant circus tent. While I want this to be a really big circus tent, I don't need cake for 300. So I am going to use a cake dummy to build structure without adding cake. Let me add some support. And because I don't want styrofoam directly touching my cake, I am going to place a cake board in between the styrofoam and anything that's going to touch cake. And you can use a cake dummy anytime you need to fake a cake, kind of like padding a bra or a jockstrap. I realize, you guys, that this cake does not look like anything just yet, but just give me a little minute. I'm just gonna sharpen this dowel. I'm too little. I'm gonna get up on top of this. Take some cake scraps, put it into some buttercream. I'm gonna fill in all of my gaps. Now that I've got its basic shape, getting the whole thing covered in a nice layer of ganache, and then I'm gonna put it in the fridge to chill for a little while. I am gonna teach you guys how to make edible fabric. We are going to hang some sideshow banners on our cake. This is just printed on rice paper, and I'm gonna show you how to make a flexible hanging fabric. The cool thing about these fantastic banners, I know the lady who paints them. Marie Roberts is the artist in residence at Coney Island USA. She paints all the sideshow banners and teaches the art of banner painting. I am going to make this flexible fabric by using 3 ingredients. 2 tablespoons of beef gelatin, 1/4 cup of water, mix it up, and I just need to let that sit for about 10 minutes. I have let my gelatin bloom. It is very, very firm now, and I'm going to pop it into the microwave. I'm not gonna boil it. I'm just gonna heat it up till it turns into a liquid. And I'm gonna let that sit for a couple of minutes, and I'm gonna let the little scum rise to the top, and then I'm gonna scrape that scum away. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of glycerin. I'm working on a silicone mat, otherwise it's gonna stick. I've got to work really, really quickly. Once you brush it on, it dries really quickly. Now I'm just gonna let that sit for about 10 minutes. Dab it with some cornstarch. Peel it back. They are, in fact, completely edible. It has the texture of fabric. It's flexible. I think this stuff is amazing. I'm gonna make a mermaid. This is homemade fondant. And if you think that I painted my fingernails aquamarine to go with this cake, you'd be right. All right, you guys, it's getting close to party time. I have to start moving a lot faster. We're at Coney Island. I've delivered the cake. It's inside waiting. It's a surprise. So we're gonna go in and see the burlesque show, and then there will be cake. Let's go.
One last surprise. Jen Houston from Shut Your Cake Hole has shown up with the birthday cake for you. And here it is. This is like the most beautiful cake I've ever seen in my entire life. Dick, and it's for you. Oh my God, it's like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And after the show, we're actually gonna cut it and we're all gonna eat it.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like heaven. It's black velvet cake with caramel cream cheese frosting and crushed up Twix bars.
It looks so good and tastes good. That is fabulous.
This looks amazing. Looks great.
You went from not wanting it to wanting your own.
It was a tent,
It's a tent.
because we do Circus Sideshow.
That's right. You
Here
are
in Coney Island.
one of the very last
Last, stationary,
circus
10 in
sideshows.
1, that's 10 acts. At the Coney Island Circus Sideshow, you will see the finest in sword swallowing, fire eating, the human blockhead, snake charming, the bed of nails, glass eating, glass walking, the electric chair, the Chinese blade box of death, magic, juggling, mystery, so much more. The weird, the strange, the odd, the bizarre, the macabre, it's all real, it's all alive, and it's all on the inside. 7 days a week, 1 to 7 p.m., right here in Coney Island, the last great Circus Sideshow. Come down and see us.
All right, you guys, I think Dick's party was a total success. The cake looked amazing under the lights, and thank you so much for joining me in this episode. And if you haven't been to Coney Island, you need to come out here and get your freak on. And if anybody gives you any shit about your freak, you tell them I said to shut your cake hole.